Sorry about that. My previous video, my phone went dead. So I'm on my iPhone, which I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, so the topic is, why are you single? So again, a lot of women were raised to be in a committed monogamous exclusive relationship that is headed towards marriage. And they hold on to those sensibilities for life. Some women sway away from those sensibilities, um, and some actually achieve that goal. And of course, there are others in between that. So we live in a society now, and I live in Atlanta. So in Atlanta, it's like times 10. I know when I first moved to the South, I moved to North Carolina, and I quickly realized that a lot of people get married so that they can check it off of their list. So it's like graduate from high school, check. Graduate from college, check. Because it seems to me that more people graduate from college in the South than in the North, because more families seem to stay together and still hold on to those old-fashioned morals and values. However, we are in a society where we've been um, conditioned to be hypersexual. I'm just going to put it out there. I was going to try to say it a different way, but it is what it is, right? Most people are highly sexual. A lot of people watch porn, and so they think that some of the things they see in these porn movies are things that they should be doing in the bed. But that's a whole nother topic. I'm not even going to go there. So anyway, um, you have a lot of men who were raised to, soar their royal oats and be single as long as they possibly can, which now we have an old man epidemic. There are more older men now than ever who are dying alone, right? And of course, there's always the cat lady. Um, the cat lady conversation. People always joke about the cat lady, whether a woman has cats or not. If she's single, it's just this idea that she's just single and alone, and she just has nothing but cats and or dogs. Which is true in some situations, because a lot of women do give up, because again, if they're raised to be in a committed monogamous relationship and they're meeting men who just want to play, and in a woman's mind, playing mind games means that you're not pursuing her seriously, or you're pursuing her and one or multiple other women, and that makes her feel unsafe. That makes her feel unprotected. That makes her feel rejected. That makes her feel abandoned. And I would think that men should understand this more, because men hate rejection. It bruises their ego. And then I shouldn't say that men don't understand, because men do understand. They just don't want to do it. And some people just don't care, because sadly, again, we live in a society where it's all about self now. And we're not taking other people into consideration, their feelings, their emotions. Although we wouldn't like someone to do those same things to us, we'll sometimes, and when I say us, I really don't do that. But I'm saying us to be inclusive, so that it doesn't feel like I'm attacking, because that's not what this is about. But again, because most people are only focused on their own wants and needs, they don't care what the consequences are for the other person. And I think that that's sad. Again, it's like, the woman doesn't feel safe. She doesn't feel protected. She doesn't feel secure. She doesn't, she feels rejected and she feels abandoned. And maybe she just feels one of those things, but she may feel all of them, because every woman is different and what she's been through is different. And so for those women who are just not willing to settle for, say, a casual relationship, a Netflix and chill relationship, they're just not going to do it. But you have some women who will, because they just feel like, because the most popular things people say is, oh, well, everybody has needs. I don't have the need to just open up my legs for somebody that I'm not in a committed monogamous relationship with. sometimes that does work out and it does turn into a relationship. And, when I was younger, a lot of women, when we were younger, we thought that that was how you get a man. A lot of us, some were told, you get him by having good sex with him, and some were told, a ways to a man's heart is through his stomach. So some combine the two, and they feel like, oh, if I give him this good sex, you know, then he's going to be with me. And they would, do this with the man, and it's really under the man's conditions now, because you've already given him what he wants. And if he likes it, he's going to want to come back. That doesn't necessarily mean that he likes you. That doesn't necessarily mean that he loves you. And it doesn't necessarily mean that he wants to be in a relationship with you. But at some point, somebody's going to catch feelings. And sometimes it's one of the two people, and sometimes it's both. And, for some women, if they're starting to catch feelings and it's not going the way that they want, some will give an ultimatum. Some will just walk away. Now the man's feelings are hurt, or his ego is bruised, because he wasn't expecting that. He wasn't expecting her to have enough strength to walk away. Right? But why, if you're thinking about yourself, she's thinking about herself. She doesn't want to have her feelings hurt. For some women, having casual sex is depressing. Yeah, it may feel good at the moment, but after the fact, they just become depressed, because it's that feeling of, why doesn't he want to be with me? What's wrong with me? Although there may be nothing wrong with her. He just wants to have fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. My only thing is that a person should be honest. And again, men and women can be guilty of these things, right? But because I date men, I usually talk about men, and I've said that several times, because a lot of times people are petty. Oh, well, women do it too. But why can't we just focus on this one topic right now? Why do we have to change the topic because you're uncomfortable talking about this? Then the other thing is insecurities, fear, jealousy, and intimidation. Some women make men feel that way. So, again, if I want a committed monogamous relationship that's headed toward marriage, and my idea of marriage is not the same as other people's idea of marriage, but you won't know my idea of marriage until you talk to me about it, right? So if I want to build a life and build, wealth, if he's got one foot in this door and a foot in another door, we can't focus on the wealth that we're building because you're distracted with something else. So that's not going to work for me. And a lot of times men, instead of becoming up with you, they try to bring you down with them. They'll belittle you, gaslight you, and, just try to make you feel insecure or jealous, even by having another woman trying to make you feel jealous so that you maybe cater to them more. Now, I'm a cater to you type of woman, but again, you have to be my man. You got to be my nigga for real. I remember Nia Long said that, one time, and, that stood out to me. Like, you really got to be my whole nigga. My whole man for real. Like, I don't have time for that. Because again, how can we build if you're not focused on what we need to focus on? You're distracted with someone else. So that's going to take away from, what we need to do. And if you don't want to come up to where I am, it's fine. I get it, But Beyonce said in that song, "Let me upgrade you." Some men don't want to be upgraded. And again, that's fine. But some women aren't going to come down with you either. And a lot of people don't realize this. I'm an Aquarius, right? And I know some people don't believe in astrology. And just because you don't believe in it doesn't make it any less true, right? It is a science. Again, we weren't taught that. We were taught that there's a problem with it when there really isn't, because it's a distraction to keep us away from the truth. But anyhow, I digress. Aquarius is the only sign when it comes to love that thinks with logic over emotion. And so the things that men do to other women, they cannot necessarily get away with an Aquarius, because we can see through it. We see through the manipulation. We see through the lies. We see through the mind games. And we're not going to do it. Some will do it with you. But if they do it with you, 9 times out of 10, she's doing the same thing too. She's not there with you. Because again, she's thinking with logic. And she can see what you're doing. That does not to say that at some point she may not catch feelings. But she knows how to work around those feelings. And still, if the choice is just have her needs met, she'll get her needs met. If the choice is to get money from you, she'll get money from you. Whatever it is. But she will distance herself emotionally. And we're very good at that. A lot of times, in the getting to know you phase, men think that the woman is falling head over heels because he said the things that women like to hear. And the Aquarius is just sitting back listening. She's taking notes. And then even if they have sex, if she's not there emotionally, she's still not going to be where you think she is. She can still walk away. She can still reject you. And then now you'll be butthurt because you weren't putting your all and you thought you had her in a certain place. And then, people will start calling Aquarians heartbreakers or mean. But you tried to be mean to me. You tried to play me. So I'm just supposed to sit back and let you play me and not say anything? You got it messed up. Nah, I'm good on that. We good. It's all good. So, yeah, I like to laugh. I like to have fun. I like to sing. I like to dance. But that does not mean I'm just a good time girl and that I'm just going to, lay down with you because I like to have fun. Or because I like to drink peanut punch, which is known as like a sexual aphrodisiac. No, that one has nothing to do with the other for me. But again, people can do what they choose. And I choose to, be single unless and until that special person comes along and is ready, willing, and able to build, And of course, that decision is ours to make. It all comes with conversation, as far as I'm concerned. And then you have people who, they don't know how to control their anger because, again, they're feeling insecure and jealous, and they don't know how to express that. So they basically have an adult temper tantrum is what I call them. And that doesn't work for me either. So find out what works for you. And unfortunately, if you reject some women, you're going to get rejected in return. So, and again, don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at anybody. You can do whatever you want to do. People can do whatever they want to do. They have the choice to do whatever it is they want to do. And I want you to do whatever you want to do. You just can't do whatever you want to do with me and some other women who know what they want and will not settle. Love y'all. Hope this was helpful. Later.